Welcome to The Basement.
Yo, what up, everyone? Welcome to The Basement. Look at your face. I've been dying to do that to you.
Okay, we can do that.
I'm your host, Jose.
Lolo, what up?
Switch it up. Switching it up. What's up?
I don't know. You tell me. What did you do?
What did I do? Nothing. I've just been working, bro. I just been working.
So, when I got here, you listened to Britney Spears on blast. What's that about?
In my head, I said. It wasn't Britney Spears. It was Alicia Keys.
Oh, my bad.
Wipe out. We gotta mute the computer.
So, you gotta mute that?
I just lowered it a little bit. Right now, our listeners are like, these guys don't know what they're doing.
Nah. We got another guest set up for Monday, a recording session.
This Monday coming up?
Yep.
Whoa.
Is it Monday or is it Tuesday? Hold on. I may be making a mistake. I mean, it doesn't matter for the audience because as far as they're concerned, it's going to come out a week after. It's actually set for Tuesday.
All right. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Doing some things, right?
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
moving.
We got a few guests coming in. We got one recording on Saturday, one on Tuesday. A lot of editing.
God. If I had the money,
You're
I
gonna
promise
be
you.
busy, bro, for the next few days.
Oh man, I dread it so much that I'm almost as depressed as I wake up to go to work. Almost, but because this is our show, that it's like get it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to every day. Just run home and just edit all day, right?
Yeah, and the episode that we had our last guest is that we did over Hangouts, which is like Skype, has so many pieces to it that I have to put together. But
It was like weird technical glitches. Like it just shut off at one point. We're like, what the hell's going on?
It literally shut off, and there was the Screeno-matic. That audio with him lines up, so I gotta go solid 42 minutes. That I didn't have to do anything. I just lined it up with our audio. It was great. Then that's when all hell broke loose. But yeah. So look out for that. That should be launching Friday if I make it in time. In other areas, we got the news.
Yes, we do.
We got the news. So basically, we got Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh.
You think that Ford will show up?
Um,
Like they were even willing to go to her state or something like that. I heard.
Yeah, they had offered her either a public, like they did with Anita Hill, and wasn't it the other one? It was a Clarence Thomas. Or it could be private, or you can go to the one in wherever you live at, California, whatever. And I don't know, she's not responding. She's not responding, or she says she doesn't want to anymore.
Shady.
That's the problem, man. Like, yo, all right, check this out. Let's just go into some craziness right now. So let's just imagine, go through Wonderland with me right now, right?
What?
Wonderland.
All right.
So you know how the conservatives or the right wing thinks. You know how the left wing thinks, right? Imagine if there's a man born from people that came out of slavery, like literally out of slavery. He was raised in a house with no electricity, no plumbing. His mother, she worked as like a fisherman. Cracking shells for, for restaurants and stuff.
Right.
She couldn't afford the kid, so she's like, "You gotta have to live with your grandfather." He didn't know his father. He went to go live with the grandfather. The grandfather said, "All right, you can live with me. I'll put you in school, but you gotta work those fields." So every time he got out of school, he went to the fields. He worked the fields with his hands until his hands were red, sore. Right? He worked his ass off in school. He graduated in the top of his classes. Eventually, he got to the point where he got to Yale. Right? So think about his his
path.
path.
His journey.
Okay.
In the great Americas.
Had a hard time finding a job. Finally got a job working for some lawyer or judge or something. Eventually he became a judge. And after a little bit of being a judge, a president notices him and says, hey, I want you to be Supreme Court. Would you imagine this black man would be supported by the left or the right?
I'm going to go with the left.
Now, just because the left likes identity politics a lot, I would assume the same thing.
You would assume.
But also, remember, he worked his way up from the bottom, which is a right-wing ideology saying, do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Work your hands bloody like he did. You know what I'm saying? Work hard. Get those A's.
A right
yeah.
ideology.
Right ideology.
This is why immigrants come to this country for that exact ideology. Come to this country, work hard, earn, reap the benefits.
See, so
the
the immigrant thing would literally be perfect for America if they didn't come illegally. If they came the right way, we welcome them with open arms. Come on, baby, we want you to work for us. You know what I'm saying? We need, we got to hire whatever this factory needs, whatever people. Come, please, we need people.
Yeah.
But it's just the way that they get in that they're like, you can't come in that way. Do it the right way or don't come at all, Because
it's saying that you're not with our system.
Yeah, like you're breaking the rules here. You got other people that are going to feel
so if you're willing to break the rule of how to get in, how many rules are you willing to break in our system in this country?
Yeah, it's possible. But let me finish my thing, my thought here, right? So anyway, so this man is actually a real person. Clarence, I think it's Clarence Thomas. I'm trying to remember. I was reading on it yesterday. Clarence Thomas. Okay, so when he got out of Yale and looking for a job, a right-wing guy, a conservative, hired him to work for him. During that time working with the conservative, he started to learn and see the real system, and he switched his ideology to right-wing ideology. From after being freaking, infatuated with the Black Panther Party and AANCP, whatever they're called, right? After all that, here we go, Clarence Thomas. After all that, he switched his ideology to right-wing ideology. He voted for Reagan. And actually, I think that same president that he voted for actually is the one that nominated him. The left wing tried to tear this guy up. They were calling him an Uncle Tom. You're a token black guy. You only got into Yale because of affirmative action. Like, they were literally calling him out on his blackness, right? They couldn't not vote him in, right? He was gonna get in. You know what they pulled? What card they pulled?
This one right here.
The sexual harassment card. Yep.
From Anita Hill. Yep. Yeah, I remember this.
Sexual harassment card.
It's the easiest card to at least delay.
Yep. And they're doing it again.
Put doubts, into people's minds. And it's pretty sad. I don't know. Like you said in the last episode, it could be possible that he did it.
It's possible. 100% is possible. Anything's possible.
We weren't there.
We weren't there. But the people that were there say, no, that didn't happen like that. The people that were there, except for her.
Except for her.
Now, if it did happen, if you're a woman and somebody does something like that to you, do you tell somebody? Even if you don't tell the cops, do you tell your friends? Do you tell your parents? Do you tell somebody? Maybe you're scared to tell somebody? I'm just trying to give it the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. Because if somebody tried to force themselves upon me, I would tell at least my best friend. Right? Like, yo, you're not going to believe that guy Brett is a jerk. You're not going to believe what he did to me in that party. At least your friends. Right?
She didn't tell anyone.
Apparently, she didn't tell anybody. And there was a woman that she said, I was there, or I heard about it. She wrote on her Facebook like she was defending her. So then obviously this is a big story. So the news reached out to her and said, yo, tell us your story. We want to know. And then she was like, actually I wasn't there. But I do support her.
So, interesting though, you mentioned Clarence Thomas. Anita Hill says FBI should probe Kavanaugh anew.
Of course. They're all from the same team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So of course they're going to... It's so suspicious too, the fact that this guy, for years and years, nobody said anything about him. and then all of a sudden, Trump's in office. Trump nominates him, and then the left wing hates Trump, so they're pulling out every gun they can, and then all of a sudden now, out of left field, you know what I'm saying?
Again, I don't foresee Kavanaugh not being seated.
No, I don't see that.
I don't foresee it. And the fact that Trump is saying, "I'm willing to listen."
Yeah.
If there's something there, then it has to be addressed before this seating.
Yeah, let's hurry up. Let's get this done.
Let's move it along then.
Yeah.
So which is exactly what I think any president should be doing. It's like, okay, why are we stalling?
Yeah.
Let's get to the point. If she's not willing to, like the ruling says, if she's not willing, then we're moving along.
Yeah.
So how much time are they actually giving this woman?
I don't know. I think she has until next Monday or something like that. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But it's just really suspicious, this whole thing. Another thing I hear all the time, too, about this guy is they were saying when he was being questioned by the Senate, they were asking him questions and he wouldn't give them straight answers. And everything, especially on Reddit, guys like, just answer the damn question, right? Like a question would be like, hey, would you overturn Roe v. Wade? Right? Roe v. Wade is the abortion, whatever law. Would you overturn Roe v. Wade? And his response is, I can't answer that question. But I'm telling you right now, it's precedent, and we have to respect that in the court, right? And then later on, mind you, the same questions are being asked him over and over by different people. And he's constantly giving the same answer, saying, if I answer this question and I tell you what I would do, there's going to be somebody out there that's going to start a court case, that's going to make its way all the way to the Supreme Court because they know how I'm going to rule. So I can't even tell you what I think about it because then it's gonna leave me open for something, I can't tell you how I'm going to, whatever law, I'm not going to tell you how I'm going to rule because I got to see the case in court. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're asking me to answer a question that I haven't, as a judge, fairly
considered.
Yeah.
Like, look at the evidence. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do that.
You flat out.
I can't even tell you how I feel about it.
Right.
Because it's going to influence the court case.
So, a lot of talk about Kavanaugh. Please leave your comment on what your thoughts are. What do you know about, if you could type in his name?
Brett Kavanaugh?
Cody Wilson.
Cody. Why does that sound so familiar?
You should know him. Especially you. So, this is the 3D printing gun company. Cody Wilson is accused of sex with a minor and flees to Taiwan.
What?
So, reportedly, his friend had told him that the girl he had sex, a 16-year-old, had sex with in a hotel, was speaking to police and fled to Taiwan. Apparently, he met the girl.
Was this in America?
This was in America. I forgot what state. But he met the girl.
Austin Hotel.
Right. But he actually started talking to the girl on a website called Sugar Daddy Meet.
What a fool.
My thing is this, and I'm not condoning, the act, obviously. But, to the parents, take more time to look at where your kids are going online, what websites they're viewing. I do that constantly with my son. There are apps that help you monitor stuff like that. I'm not blaming the parents, but, I think we all as parents need to be more involved with what our kids are viewing because this is something new, this technology, right? When we grew up, it was magazines hidden under the bed and whatnot.
VHSs and stuff.
VHSs. So, here
I hope this doesn't mess up the freaking gun cases. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing.
Keep going.
Because this guy, so this guy basically introduced.
Whoa. Why are you trying to be like me, son?
What?
Why are you trying to be like me?
Wearing a wedding ring?
The same kind?
Oh, I have a whole bunch of these, bro. I don't know what to tell you. I just put a ring on my finger, nigga. I don't know what to tell you, nigga. I just grab any ring and put it on.
Call me before you do gay stuff like that.
All right, so this guy basically he made 3D printed guns famous, you know.
And he also provided a site or a forum for extremists, Nazi extremists, and
what? Never heard of that.
yeah, look it up.
Well, remember they called people that don't agree with left wing Nazis.
Right, but you know, so a place where they can, I think, like, you know, gather. I never even heard of this sugar daddy meat, which is just insane to me. So
let's make an account real quick.
So my question is, let me just make an account real quick. My question is, what is a 16-year-old doing on this website?
I mean, Malaysia. The hell?
Any ideas, thoughts? Not really.
I don't know. I don't think. At the end of the day, kids are stupid. You know what I'm saying? They make stupid mistakes. This guy should have known better. 100%,
oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
He's on a website that sounds like it's aimed at younger women for older men,
and it's about money.
And he's not that old. You know
no.
what I'm saying? So for him to be, you know, he's looking for something younger. He's already young. You know. So
yeah, I know, but so it's good. Let's analyze the website. It sounds, you said what? It sounds like a website that's
it's
targeted for
older men to younger women. Right? Because it's a sugar daddy. You said it was called.
Yeah, sugar daddy meat.
So that must be that could also mean that the guy's rich and the girl's looking for a guy with money. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. I'm glad you played it out. So wow, that was a cat dying.
It was a random cat.
You think she was going on the website for money?
Probably. And if she was, she's going to get it.
Is that cat here?
It sounds like it's from the window right there.
Because I got the door open, son. I'm not trying to have
it sounds like it's coming from outside now.
So was she going in for money?
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming if it's called Sugar Daddy. What is it called again?
Sugar Daddy Meat.
I don't want to look it up.
I don't want to look it up. Please don't look it up on that computer. I don't want to look it up on any of my computers. So he fled to Taiwan because they don't have that extradition.
Oh,
what is that called?
Yeah, extradition. Yeah, you're right. That means that if the United States is like, hey, you got one of our criminals there, can you arrest him for us? Taiwan is like, yeah, we don't do that. Come get,
go get it yourself.
Not even you can't even.
You can't even come in.
Yeah, that's it.
You can't even come in here.
That's the way we do it here.
Wow.
That's how you bring dirty money to the country.
So guns. Damn, that sucks.
I'm just trying to find that group, that gun group.
I'm not sure if it's a gun group, but I mean, if you do a search on his name and what he's done on Wikipedia, I'm sure that's the fastest way to find it. Shout out to Wikipedia.
I use Wikipedia for so many things in the bio. It's ridiculous.
Really?
Yes, I do. Bet. Dark wallet.
Ooh. So, yeah, that's pretty much the top news stories. You're listening to The Basement. What you got today?
Oh, no, I got nothing.
You got nothing.
I was talking about the Brett Kavanaugh stuff.
I could tell you wanted to talk about the Brett Kavanaugh stuff.
Oh, man. Did you see the video I put? Oh, did you close it already?
No, it's up.
So something interesting I noticed.
Want me to play this?
You don't gotta play it. Just it's some video on YouTube, whatever. Alt-right supporter and Black Lives Matter supporter smoke weed together. It's very good. It's a good way to open people up.
Was it good?
What do you mean by good?
That's a good question.
Well,
That's a good question.
All it did was not support. I don't even know how to explain.
What was your?
That's me.
What was your overall take? What did you come out of it with? As a
the only
extreme right
neo-Nazi. So the one thing I got from this is Yeah, what I thought was about right. This is what I thought was gonna happen. It's about what happened here. It's interesting too, because it's like I kind of want the Black Lives Matter thing to like almost like a debate, like like you ever seen a debate between two like intellectuals, and you're like, wow, this is a really good debate.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I want that to happen, but I never hear it, and it
So
almost
you
bothers
wanted
me.
you wanted enlightenment on both sides.
Yeah, I wanted to hear what you gotta say. I want to hear what you gotta say. I want you to talk about issues, like something, right?
Right.
And then all I got was, because he's alt-right, she's like, oh, so you're racist. He's like, no, I got black friends. I go to school, black guys, whatever. Like, she's like, how many black friends do you have? He's like, probably about 30. He's like, I think racism is horrible, whatever, right? So right away, whatever ammo she had to attack him because he's racist, gone. Because she assumed in advance he must be racist, right? He didn't assume she was racist, right? That wasn't why. He's not attacking her personally. He wants to talk about her ideas. She was not prepared to talk about ideas. She was only ready for personal attacks. Right. And that's what literally just happened. This guy, he's actually talking most of the time. Saying, the people that, Charlottesville, the car thing. He goes, look, realistically, it was one crazy person that did all that, right? She's like, oh, but they showed up with guns. He's like, yeah, I mean, they shouldn't have did that. It's a scare tactic. They shouldn't have done it. But they're within their rights to do it. You know what I'm saying? So you can't say, oh, you're wrong. Technically, you're right? But you just got to watch it. Because it's literally, most of the time it's just him talking. And she's literally like, got nothing. And it's like, come on, man.
So
why did you agree to even be part of this?
Right. Just for the weed?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, why did you even agree if you're not even going to have a discussion with the guy?
So we got our first interesting comment. Apparently you're congested and need some Theraflu.
I need Theraflu, yeah.
I kind of want to frame that comment because I feel like it's the first of many to come.
I gotta look it up. I don't even.
So, and when I read the comment, I'm thinking about, look, let's be honest. There's an interesting video that you guys should check out that I was watching that basically this team goes out to police stations across the counties in Florida, filming themselves asking to file a police report, a police complaint. And he got arrested one time. The cop was like, what are you doing here? If you're not going to tell me what it is, he's like, I just want the report so I could fill it out. But you have to explain to me what happened, who was it? I can't help you. If only 3 of the, go to work, time to wake up. Sorry about that. Only three of the counties actually gave him the paper, so he could take it home and file it. And it's, I'm not sure if it's law, but it's part of protocol that you're allowed to go into the police station. Can I get a report? Be able to fill it out at home and
mail it.
And mail it.
I didn't even know. I thought you did it on the spot.
So my thing is, there are corrupt police.
Horrible. You know what it is? And did I write it down on my thing? I think I wrote it down in the blog when we talked about it. I think I did. I don't remember.
The thing that I wanted to mention about it is that I think that when you hear the term who's policing the police, I think we need to start doing that. I think that there should be a department that's created. And
they have that already.
What is it called?
Internal Affairs.
Internal Affairs. And who runs it?
Police. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
Look, it's a problem, but it's the only way.
How?
It has to be the police. The good guys have to police the bad guys. Always. Whether that be within your own community, your own race, your own whatever. The good guys have to police the bad guys. And that's what it comes down to police. I think what happens is, all right, so real quick, before we even... her comment said F the police on the bottom. That's the last thing she said. Number 3, F the police. Right. And we do have police that are bad. It's up to the good police to call out the bad police. Now, we have tribalism that happens. In fact, the guy that we're going to interview on Monday, he wanted to talk about that, which I think is a fantastic topic. But we have tribalism saying, you see all the time, when you and your boy get arrested, you can't snitch, right? Because it's us against them, right? We can't snitch. There's cops feel the same way. It's us against them. We can't snitch.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is that we need to separate the internal affairs division to a whole. We have to literally give them their own commissioner, give them their own, separate them completely. But these officers, they're not allowed to arrest citizens.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think they do anyway.
No.
I don't think they arrest citizens anyway. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know, but yeah, it's all tribalism. You know what I'm saying? I'm part of your team, so we got to work together, regardless of if you're bad or I'm bad, or you're good and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to protect each other, and I think that's the problem. Now, the biggest issue is every day we go out there to war, right? Every person I run into is an a-hole. Every single person. Right? The cops don't call. You don't call the cops and say, hey, I want to, come have a cup of coffee with me. Let's hang out and talk. It's always some problem. So every person they run into is a problem. Right? So as far as they're concerned, I mean, they probably suffer from, I mean, at least New York cops, they suffer from PTSD. They probably have so much issues. They go to war every day with the whatever, the bad guys in the community. They have a camaraderie amongst each other. So to them, they're like, yo, you stab my back, man. Like, you might as well forget about me watching your back.
Right.
Right? You might as well. Jesus.
Mute it?
Yeah. This episode is brought to you by.
Whatever this is.
Yeah, you might as well forget about me having your back now because you're a snitch. Right?
Right.
And that's the problem they have. If you snitch, nobody's gonna watch you.
By separating it completely, as I'm suggesting, I don't know. It has to be separate. It has to be where, these officers are being held accountable. Yeah. In this video, this guy, basically goes in and it's pretty disturbing just how just how corrupt they actually are. And again, this isn't all cops. It's not all cops at all.
I just wanted to find out how to do it. You guys have a form or something that I could take with me?
Well, you got to tell me first, and then I got to hear what's going on. You got to tell me what the complaint is.
Do you have a complaint form that I can fill out or something like that?
Might not be a legitimate complaint.
Who decides that?
I'm trying to help you.
He's asking the right questions. He's really asking the right questions.
You tell me what happened.
And the officer's getting frustrated.
Help you from there. Do you have an idea on you?
What? Why?
You know what? You need to leave. Okay? You're refusing to tell me what you want to do. Okay? You're refusing to tell me who's involved, where it happened, what transpired. You're not cooperating with me one bit.
I was just asking if you guys have a complaint form or if there's some way for me to contact internal affairs.
You can do whatever the hell you want. It's a free country.
Why are you cursing at me?
Where do you live? Where do you live?
At this point, I consider this harassment on part of the officer.
Hell yeah.
This is harassment on the part of the officer who's being paid by this person who's just asking for a form, who's being paid by this person's tax dollars.
Yep, for sure.
Is now being harassed. Where is the officer to protect him against this? Where can he get help in this situation? I'm being harassed right now. And it continues. The cop follows the guy outside.
I would have just dipped.
Like, right? At this point, I'm like...
One police plaza.
Like,
whatever the equivalent of that.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if I ask, are you on medication?
Are you on medication?
Something like that. Because you're not answering any of my questions.
So I'm on medication?
I asked you. It's a free country. I could ask you that.
Okay, you're right.
So you're not going to tell me who you are. You're not going to tell me what the problem
He's walking away.
You're not going to identify yourself.
All I asked you was, how do I contact them?
You said you had a complaint. You said my officers are acting in an appropriate
My officers.
Leave now. Leave now.
It's a tribal thing. They're not your officers.
Before you get yourself into some trouble.
I'm not doing anything wrong.
Neither am I. It's a free country. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Why don't you get out of my face, man?
I'm not in your face. I'm standing. Sidewalk, free country.
He unhosts. You see that?
Take one more step forward and see what happens.
He's now threatening him. Now he's threatened. He's harassed. I have no idea. They go into, again, many different
I'm saying if he works at this district. We're trying to follow.
I'm asking you a question. Where does he work at? He works here at this district. He answering the district.
Was told he wouldn't get a complaint for.
This one is good.
But Miami Police Chief John Timoney was in no mood to gloat after hearing about the social skills of some cops.
Why don't you shut up?
And the behavior of other police officers when asked how complaints might be filed against their fellow cops.
Do you want to visit my jail cell instead?
Less than 1 minute into his stop at the Pine Lawn Police Department, and Tester Greg Slade is threatened with jail time. Sergeant Christopher Clay acknowledged his department has complaint forms, but he refused to give one up.
So you're not going to give me a complaint form?
Slade continued pressing Sergeant Clay.
You're not allowed to give me that complaint form? Or you just won't?
I might be speaking a foreign language to you. You have to contact the chief. He's the only one that hands out the form.
Jesus.
That's your official policy.
That's our official policy.
I left the police department when he told me that their official policy was not to give out complaint forms after hours. And that was the only thing that I wanted him to tell me.
He thought it was over until Sergeant Clay met him outside and said, "Get out of my city."
Yeah, get out of your city, and what happens if I don't? And what happens if I don't?
Watch.
You put me under arrest?
Yep, you're under arrest. Come on.
I'm under arrest for what? Man, what are you doing to me, man? What are you doing, man? Stop pushing me, man. You're squeezing my...
My question is this a racial issue?
Why? Because the guy's white and he's black? It could be. No,
but isn't the idea that...
It could be.
Isn't it the idea that it's the blacks that are being targeted? So is this reversed?
For people that are just listening, the cop is black and the guy is white.
Yeah, the cop is black and the guy is white. So, and they're gonna be able to see this.
Yeah.
With the screenomatic.
No, but that okay. So
the question is this the reverse of the Black Lives Matter?
So this is to me.
I'm just asking the question. I'm just like, what's going on?
No, to me, this is exactly what happened with the Kavanaugh thing. It's exactly the same because Terrence, whatever the other judge, Clarence Thomas, he's black. Kavanaugh's white. They both got the same
story,
same accusation, whatever, right? So it doesn't matter. Your skin color doesn't matter. What matters is what team you play for.
Team citizen, team cop.
Exactly. And the other one, team Democrat, team Republican. It doesn't even matter what you look like. To them, my tribe is the right tribe.
So what you're saying is that individual who left that comment, that woman in the video you suggested that smoked weed with the other guy, what you're saying is that individuals, whether they're black or white, team left, is only about the color.
Not only, but
that's their forum.
Yeah, whatever tribe you break yourself down to, whatever it is, like if you're whatever, I'm Puerto Rican, so I'm only for Puerto Ricans, right? Now you've seen these people on whatever, like Facebook. I saw one guy. He's like a Puerto Rican revolutionary. All he cares about his team, the Puerto Rican team. He don't care if you're American, black, Chinese, whatever. As far as he's concerned, Puerto Rican is the right. That's the team I play for.
So then there is no racism.
No, what? What the heck? No.
It
depends. I mean, if you break yourself down into color, you can say, "Hey, I'm black tribe, I'm white tribe."
But in this situation, you got the black cop, the white guy. Yeah. You're saying it's tribal, so it's team
not,
citizen.
It may not be fully racism. It could be. It's possible.
Is it? Could it be?
It could be.
Could the white people now in this watching this video, the white community, could they say, play victim?
They could if they wanted to. It's not going to get anywhere. It kind of reminds me of the reverse. When the people would be like, "Oh, I'm black and I got harassed by a cop." It's like, that could be true, but could it be more that you broke the law? Or that you whatever, or the cops.
This guy did broke.
No, I'm just saying, like, could it be that? Could it be that the cop's just an asshole? You know what I'm saying? Could that be it? Maybe it's not race. Maybe it's the fact that there's other factors involved. In this one particularly, because we have so many different cases with different races, I'm assuming it's a cop tribe. We got to protect. We got to hide behind the blue wall, right? So we have our team. Everybody else is the other team. We have our team, our tribe. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. You're part of our tribe.
Right.
Right. And that's why I think and this may be why the Black Lives Matter doesn't catch with other Latinos or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't see, Hispanics saying, you know, whatever, Hispanic lives matter or nothing like that. Because from their point of view, they're like, yeah, they mess with us too. The cops mess with us too, right? So it's not just race. It's something else, right? There's more to it than just race. It could be some racism, sure, why not? There's racism. All of us have some sort of, if we feel a certain way when we see somebody from a different race, from whatever, the way we grew up or whatever we saw on TV, it influences the way we think. But I think from the outside, when people look at things like Black Lives Matter and stuff like that, they kind of look at it like it's not just race, it's more factors involved. You know what I'm saying? And for you to just whittle it down to race is almost like
you're not addressing the underlying issue.
Yeah, the underlying, yeah, exactly. You're literally just talking about the decorations on the cake. You're not talking about what the cake was made out of. You know what I'm saying?
The filling.
What the filling is. You know what I'm saying?
So that's exactly what you're saying about your video here.
Yeah, this video is exactly all about the freaking decorations of the cake. They're talking about.
But what about him? He's trying to get into the.
He's trying to get into the issues.
He's trying to go into the cake, and then
she has nothing for it.
Because
as far as she
the what is it called? The icing is sweet. It's the sweetest part.
Stop right there. It's delicious.
It's delicious. It's the sweetest part.
So when he went deep into the cake, she's like, I've never been that far down.
And I don't want to. I want to. This is better.
I like calling it racism. I'm done.
Damn.
That's as far as I want to go.
You know, once again, you know, do you consider yourself a racist?
Not racist, no. But maybe prejudice. Like I prejudge people sometimes, right? If I see a group of kids, right away I think, especially in this neighborhood, if I see a group of kids together, I don't care what color their skin is. They could be all Puerto Ricans.
For real.
If I see a group of kids together, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to walk down that block.
Yeah, there's enough of them that they could stop me.
Yeah. It's funny because I read something on Reddit a few years ago, and the guy was like, it was like a 4chan post or whatever. He's like, I moved to a neighborhood where there's a lot of minorities. And I did not want to seem racist. But every day when I walk home, if I see them hanging out in front of the stoop, I cross the street. Right?
Right.
I don't want to seem racist anymore. I'm sick of, you know, whatever, of conforming to society, blah, 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 right? So what he does is he goes, yesterday, I decided not to cross the street. I decided, let me just walk past these group of young men that are always hanging in front of the stoop. You know what happens to him? He gets robbed. They robbed him, right? Now, what does that do? Now, that enforces prejudice in his mind. Anybody that read it is like, yeah, you probably should cross the street. Look, I'm Puerto Rican. If I see a group of young Puerto Rican kids in front of the, you know, whatever, stoop, smoking weed, listening to music, I'm going to think to myself, man, should I cross the street? So I don't have to deal with this. Right?
Yeah.
Even though, let's be real, I might not even cross the street. I might just walk right past them because I feel, I don't know, there's something about the Hispanic community that we kind of respect older people. Maybe it's just me that I feel like that's what happens, right? Because I've seen these young ghetto kids help out older people in the street. You know what I'm saying? If an old woman's having a hard time crossing the street, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if that's just a Hispanic thing, the culture.
I also think it's like it's just like, you know, in the wild, if you don't, you're like the outsider walking by a tribe, just walk confident, don't stare everybody in the eye, and you'll make it through. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's what the white guy thought before he got robbed. I'm just gonna stare through, I'm just gonna walk right past it, probably give it a little like, hey, what's up?
No, you see, that's where you messed up. See right there? That's where he messed up. If that's what happened, that's where you messed up.
I always give the what's up nod when I walk past me.
You do?
I have to. So
I do too sometimes. But once I've walked past there once, I don't have to do it anymore. Yeah. Like, you should remember me. I have the crazy pointy hair. I'm the only guy that doesn't look like I belong here. So it's funny that you mentioned the group of kids, especially in this neighborhood. I don't know if you've seen these bikes. Lime bike.
Oh, they love those bikes, these kids.
Okay, so you know how it works?
Yeah. You rent it, and then it's easy for you to transport drugs around the neighborhood. Right? That's how it works?
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's for.
You should listen to this guy.
That's exactly, you know, what we know. You know that's what they use it for.
So my boss basically was like, oh, I figured it out. How is it? You need a credit card. Yeah. This is not something you put $1 in a machine.
Yeah.
These kids don't have credit cards. How are they getting these bikes?
How do you know they don't have credit cards?
Children?
How do you know? My son has a credit card. He's 15.
You gave him one?
No, he got one from his job.
How old is he?
From summer youth employment. 15. He got it last year.
I didn't know you could get a credit.
He was 14 when he got it. Well, not a quote unquote credit card. It's like a debit card. They pay you through it.
Okay, I can
but
see
you
that.
could keep refilling it. It's your card now.
My boss goes to Home Depot, and the guy was like, they were talking about these bikes, and the guy was like, enough advertising for you guys. They were talking. He was talking to him. He was like, nah, what's going on is that there's a drug dealer who, or I'm assuming, right? I'm not assuming. This is the guy assuming that there's a drug dealer who stole credit cards and racked up a bunch of credit cards for the kids and has them delivering drugs.
So I was right. So I was right. Yeah. Why else? I mean, that's my... See, okay, now, I assume that. Right? So you never told me this. This is the first time you told me
You
this.
were prejudiced.
I was... So now, exactly, that's what I'm saying. I don't hate these kids. These kids are my neighborhood.
They live in my neighborhood.
Exactly. Like, I
have to associate with them in some sort of level, or at least pass.
Not only that, but the youth church that I used to do, whatever, those were the kids. You know what I'm saying? These, I still communicate with these kids. Those are the kids. You know what I'm saying? Those are the kids I want to help out. But I know the way they think. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
because you've been there.
Yeah, because I've been there. You know what I'm saying? So I know what it's... So is it it's not that I'm it's just that I know I prejudge them. And that's what we call prejudice. You prejudge.
You're prejudging. But in this scenario, you're letting them go through the motion like you did.
What?
This is what they're doing. At some point, we pray that there's intervention, that they grow up. Right?
Oh, yeah, of
they
course.
step out of it. But, this
eventually they will. If they don't get arrested, the issue is once you get arrested, it kind of sets you up on a path. Because then you start hating cops, and I'm going to go deeper into this hole. If you don't get arrested, you could kind of easily, okay, I've grew past that. Let me get over it. But once you get arrested, now you have a vendetta against cops. And you know what I'm saying? It kind of sets you off on a path, So as long as they don't get arrested, and this is why I think cops should just let these kids go. Give them a little smack on the wrist. Like every time I've ever got arrested, it's always been stay out of trouble for 6 months, get out of my face.
Yeah.
Right. Just, please do that to the kids. Don't freaking put them in jail for a bag of weed. That's going to ruin them. You know what I'm saying?
But you heard it in the news that, I don't know who's in charge of this, but they threw out hundreds, I think 3,000 cases like that.
Of little bags of weed and stuff? Oh, good. They should have been arrested in the first place.
Like a few decades, I think.
Yeah. I mean, don't look at me. I mean, I'm probably the wrong person to ask, but I think marijuana should be legal anyway. I don't think it should be illegal. It's not a drug that you can overdose off of. I think that's where you draw the line. If you can overdose off
what's
you
crazy
might
about
want to
it?
consider some regulations.
Okay, so I don't know if you heard about the woman in the news recently in... Damn, I forgot where this happened. But she called the cops. She had an argument with her boyfriend. Yeah. Boyfriend's like, I'm out of here. She wildin'.
The cop?
The boyfriend.
Oh, the boyfriend's like, I'm out of here.
The girl.
I know what this is.
The girl's.
I never heard the story, but I know what this feels like.
The girl's,
gotta go.
The girl's. Yeah, he's like, ugh. The girl's drinking, and she hears a noise, and she thinks that somebody's breaking into her crib, her house. Sorry.
Deacon.
That's so good. Look at you. Did you hear the story?
No.
Wow, this guy's a prophet. So she calls the cops. The cops go in to investigate with her. When the cops turn around, she's coming at them with a knife.
She's coming at the cops?
The girl that called the cops is now lunging at the cops with a knife. They tell her, put it down. Put 3 in her.
Wow.
Dead. And the neighbor, the boyfriend said, this is not a, they were trying to, this is not a, well, what this really is
suicide
somebody.
by cop.
No, this is not that. This is somebody who had an alcohol problem and was depressed. So when you say you can't overdose on marijuana, right? I think of this story because when it comes to alcohol, how many people can you overdose on alcohol?
Yeah, you could die poisoning. Yeah,
but it's legal.
Yeah,
everywhere.
Yeah, I think that's more like a precedent. It's been legal for so long. It's like you really can't.
But
they already tried.
But let's compare it.
They already tried with prohibition, and look what happened.
Right, but I'm just comparing.
Yeah.
You mentioned you can't overdose, but here we have a substance that you can.
Yeah.
It's happened. It's caused horrific stories like the one I mentioned.
I think if alcohol was invented today, there'd be regulations. But just because it's a precedent, it's been for so long, you can't just get rid of it. It's done.
The niche on it is.
Yeah, that's it. It's already done.
Solid.
And like I said, they tried it with prohibition, and the mafia was born out of it. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you can't. You're gonna have to just teach people, educate them at this point. But I think stuff like heroin might be a little too much to make legal. Cocaine might be a little too much to make legal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like marijuana, I can see that. Okay, yeah, you can smoke weed all you want.
Cocaine,
I mean, you know how much marijuana it takes to overdose? You literally gotta drop it on your head to kill you. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way.
You gotta get a whole bunch. That
you gotta get a ton,
tons to then throw it on yourself in some manner.
Yeah,
to
that's how you're gonna die of weed. Yeah,
that's insane because I'm just analyzing the maximum effects of something that's been legal for years and something that's causing so much, issues. There are 3 billionaires that came together, and I was just listening to the news this morning, and that are looking together to
grow weed on the moon.
What? Jesus. But what I'm trying to get at is that this marijuana thing is not going away.
Nah, it's not going away.
For those who are opposed it, you're fighting a
losing battle,
an uphill battle. You're not gonna get up. There's too much money to be made. The government made so much money off of the war against drugs. Yeah,
the war that they started, as we covered in the last episode.
Exactly. So and now they're like, all right, now we'll flip and make even more money.
The government had the war on drugs. They funded that by selling drugs. They also had a war on terrorism. They funded Osama bin Laden. So it's funny how the government, and this is why I don't trust the government. I saw a T-shirt online that said,
now this is where the cameras are going to start messing up.
Yeah, word. This is when the freaking Illuminati takes over.
We know
but this is, I saw a T-shirt online that really spoke to me. It said, if you can't trust somebody with freedom, how can you trust them with power? Right? Saying, if you don't even trust me, if you can't trust a person to have their own rights to protect themselves, Second Amendment, whatever, blah, 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 how can you trust another person with power, like president? How can you trust them? If you can't even trust one person with their own little free wills there, how can you trust a president, And we can't trust the president. We can't trust government. We cannot trust them. We can't trust, can we trust the police? I don't know. Can we? Are they us with the badge?
The government, are they us with a title?
I mean, I think they might be in there too deep. The Illuminati probably got to them already.
I think that
the reptilians.
The reptilians.
I hope that part of the episode didn't get messed up.
I don't think so. I don't know. I'm gonna work on that episode, but yeah. What are we doing about it? The people
gotta get out of here.
They can't. We gotta leave.
Leave the projects.
Go to Taiwan.
Don't listen. Okay.
Hold on. Okay. Yeah.
I was gonna say this. Look, if you don't want the police to mess with you, get out of the area where the police are. Leave that area. Right. The police are gonna go where there's the highest crime rates. Highest crime rates are almost always in the project areas. Right. Over here we have the project by the Church of Park Slope. Wyckoff, I think it was. Wyckoff and Gowanus. There's a police station in the projects on the first floor. It's a police station.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why are the cops there? You know what I'm saying? They're there because things are going down there constantly. They're like, might as well just make a police station there. We're there all the time.
I mean, right. Instead of wasting gas.
Exactly. Might as well just freaking be there all the time. Because they're always
store.
calling us. There's always somebody shot. I mean, look. When I go to an area further away from the ghetto, quote unquote, my Citizens app doesn't go off as much.
When right? You what?
My Citizens app.
When you what?
When I get away from the ghetto neighborhoods.
That's funny because I still get notified about stuff that happens around here.
It's funny. You have to refresh the app. It happens to me too. Whenever time the gunshot heard over here, I'm like, I'm not around there. Get out of here. I don't want to hear this.
So I'm in the Bronx.
Yeah.
In the worst area of the Bronx, right? 149 holla. East 149th. And I'm getting notices back home, and I'm like, I know there's stuff going on around here. Yeah. Why are you telling me about what's going on?
You know what? It's probably better the notifications over here than over there because your phone would lose battery from all the notifications you're gonna get over there.
That's true. That's
yeah. So
true.
get out go to school, get a better job, do what you got to do, get the hell out the projects. Do not stay in the projects. You know, you don't want your kids raised in those projects. Me and my wife could have done that with Section 8, right? We could have gone to the projects, and we decided we're gonna pay higher rent instead to get out because I don't want my kids growing up in that neighborhood.
Do you still qualify for Section 8?
I think now I can, yeah.
You could have been living upstairs.
Probably, yeah. But I don't want to live here. I don't want my kids playing. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to be. You know, I don't live in the best neighborhood, but I live further away enough that my kids can play in front. I don't have to
But
worry
there are
about
nicer
stray
areas
bullets.
that have Section 8. I could imagine it's just harder to find.
Yeah, I know. Who's gonna move out?
Not who's gonna move. Not just who's gonna move out, but you know, if I was a landlord in a nicer area, you wouldn't qualify, son.
Yeah.
The way
Nah,
you
but
dressed,
either
I'm
way,
being prejudiced.
do I want? They call it being married to the government. Do I really want that? Do I want to be like, dang, I want to move out, but this pays my rent, I can't go.
Is society at large married to the government? Are we? If we're using marriage as an analogy, are we the people married to the government? Are we married but legally separated?
I think.
Are we?
I think the minority communities.
We're definitely not divorced.
I think the minority communities are married to the government in a big way.
Minority communities,
For
the
sure.
poor.
The poor, for sure.
Is married.
Married. We can't vote against you. We have to vote for you. That's
You
how,
think that
that's how they get you.
Is no.
Right? Because if one side says, you know, we got to get rid of welfare or whatever because people are not working, right? And the other side says, well, you know, we're not going to cut welfare. In fact, we're going to give you more money. And I'm on welfare. Who am I going to vote for? Right? I'm going to vote for the welfare guy, right?
Gonna get those
Even though I
coupones.
know that if I get a better job and get off of welfare, I can make more money and I could probably get out. But why would I do that if I'm getting free money? Right? So I'm going to vote for the guy that's going to give me welfare. So in essence, I'm not getting that divorce. I'm married, baby. I'm sucking that, you know, that boob, getting that milk. That's the problem we have. We're married to the government. Nobody wants to leave.
All right, so tell us your thoughts on this topic.
Oh, hate us.
Hate us more. Captain Marvel.
Looks pretty good. Looks pretty damn good. Did you see Ant-Man and the Wasp?
I saw Ant-Man. I don't think I seen
the new one. I didn't see it either. I should watch that.
I didn't see the new one.
I got
Sure.
apparently the look of her abilities. There's something in Ant-Man and the Wasp that has that look, and people are assuming that hey, it might be the same type of power or whatever. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
What? So let's go into, because you're the comic guy. Based on the what you've seen, it's not that hard, or I don't think it's that easy either. Does the story follow the comics?
No, I mean I don't know because I haven't seen the movie, but
right.
What I assume that they're going for is not necessarily what they did exactly.
Not comic canon.
No. So, but also remember, this is a totally different universe. This is like in the comics you have quote unquote different universes, where you have your main universe, then you have another universe, and this movie.
Star Trek, same thing, right?
Yeah, this movie just like if you saw whatever Spock.
But not Star Wars.
No, Star Wars is all the same. Star Wars doesn't do that kind of stuff, I think.
They don't step into like time and dimensions.
No, I don't think so. I've never seen it, and I think I've watched every Star Wars movie. But just like in Star Trek, they go to different, you know, whatever the
My video just cut and started another loop. That's why I was like,
just like in Star Trek, they have different universes, right? That you know, one of them Spock's world got destroyed, the other one he didn't get destroyed. Vulcan is destroyed, Romulus is destroyed in one universe, but the other one is not, right? It's the same way that Marvel is. One universe you have this, one universe you have that. Except Marvel has like 1,000 or something like that, right? So the way I see it is the movie universe is just one of those. Just something totally different, has some of the same characters, but they all have different ways of getting there, right? Yeah. Iron Man is different, Hulk is different, whatever. And that's the same way I see this. The Captain Marvel is different. I do expect her to be super powerful compared to... She's going to be like Thor powerful. Yeah. Because in the comics, she's dumb strong too.
How does... Okay, so I was watching Infinity Wars like at 3 in the morning. Like,
damn good movie.
Damn.
Probably the best movie of the year.
Good movie.
Have you seen Incredibles 2?
The Incredibles. Yes, I did.
Yeah, okay.
I was like,
So now the only movie that I think is better than Infinity War is Incredibles 2.
you this is why we are friends. Because I thought I would say though Incredibles 2, I didn't get, and it's a natural feeling. I didn't get that first wow, as part one, because it's part two, that wowness of part one. I'm hoping that Captain Marvel gives me that. But going back to Infinity War, how would you undo and win?
The snap? I don't know. There might have to be some time.
Where in that movie do they go back and say, and who and how? Because that's how I'm thinking it's gonna play out. That the next movie, the next Avengers, is going to be that it starts off at a point in time of the first one that somehow changes, and I think it has to do with Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I think so too, because Doctor Strange is the only one that knows the one way that they're gonna win.
Right. So how does Doctor Strange, and we're in that movie, how does Doctor Strange? It's when he's looking at all those. It's right then and there that. I don't know. It has to be like a time thing.
It has to be. That's the way. I mean. This is just me assuming. I don't work for the studio, but because he knows which universe is the one. I mean, not what universe, which scenario is the winning scenario. He's the only one that knows it, right?
So maybe he knew that by allowing the snap, that after the snap happens, someone somewhere discovers a way of going back. Or
that
maybe
might be
even
too many.
him.
That might be too many variables to count on after you die. You know what I'm saying? So I think.
But again, they asked him how many. But they asked him how many. Iron Man asks him. Stark asks him how many possibilities, and he says something
4
like
4 million or something like that. Yeah.
Think about how 4 million variables, and how many succeed, only one. That means that what I'm suggesting isn't enough variables.
No, to succeed, that's too many.
How?
All it takes to change a variable is for Thanos to hold in a fart an extra second. You know what I'm saying? If he holds in that fart one more second, Star-Lord's going to make a joke about it. That's going to leave him off guard. That's going to get him killed. You know what I'm saying? It just takes one little thing to change a scenario. So for him to count on, after I die, X, Y, and Z has to happen perfectly, that's way too much. I think when he pulls the time stone out of the sky, that time stone, he must have did something to it because we never see it. We never see him do that. We only see him keeping inside a little chest thing. So he must have did something to it. Maybe send it somewhere in time to his past self to do something to it. And then he told his past self, send it back to me at this moment, at this time right here. Boom. Then he pulls it out the sky.
That's the same thing I'm saying, but in the future.
You saying he sent it to himself?
He sent it he did something. He looked at all these variables, and he knew that what we witnessed, Avengers Part 1, Infinity War, he knew that he had to die, and something along the line happens that allows what happened to be undone. Yeah. And that's the crazy part about time, right? How could something that already happened in the future then cause a newer future?
Yeah. It's like Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure. Remember that?
What?
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's when they go to phone booth and they go in.
There's a
shout out to Keanu Reeves.
That's my boy.
The man.
So there's a scene where they're talking to each other and they're trying to figure out how to fix something. And one of them goes, man, if only I had a crowbar. And then he was like, yeah, just after everything's all said and done, go back in time and put a crowbar up here. And he pulls out a crowbar. Yeah. You just got to remember to go back in time to put that crowbar there.
That's what that's
what you're saying.
Yeah.
so
that's a great analogy. I love this guy.
I don't think it was a crowbar. It was something, but a letter or something.
Yeah. I remember that scene. That's basically what I'm thinking how they go about it. But I like your idea too.
Does he go back and talk to Captain Marvel? Go back in time to talk to her? Hey, look, Nick Fury's going to send you a page. Get ready. Because Captain Marvel takes place in the 90s.
Captain Marvel takes place in the 90s.
Yeah, remember when she crashed into Blockbuster? And then
that part right there, I was like, it's like what I took it as, it's like, first of all, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Right? Blockbuster, right? But it's also like Marvel saying this is gonna be a blockbuster because it busts through it.
It's funny because like when they crashed the Blockbuster, they're like, "All right, everybody, pay attention. This takes place when Blockbuster existed." Just to paint the picture.
No,
right?
that was the point.
So,
but
yeah.
the fact that they're, the phrase is, this is gonna be. Remember the phrase is gonna be a blockbuster,
Yeah.
and they're busting through Blockbuster. Awesome.
Yeah, she's gonna be dumb powerful. In the comics, she's dumb powerful.
What else has she worked in? She's pretty hot. She's cute.
I don't know. I never even seen her before. Honestly.
I've never seen her before. Honestly, I thought it was for a second. I thought it was Daenerys, the actor.
Oh, I don't know her name.
Neither do I.
She was in Star Wars.
Yes, she was. That's right. But she doesn't look good, brunette.
I like her. I like her.
Brunette.
I don't like her style in Star Wars.
I like the
What's
style.
the name of the girl from Captain Marvel? Brie Larson.
The fact that you know that is amazing. You should put her up here so people can see.
I should, but I'm not.
What's the name?
Brie Larson. BRIE.
BRIE.
Larson. Good luck with that one.
That one.
Huh? Yeah, that's her. Let's look at her IMDb.
Let me see. She's not that hot.
I've never seen her in a movie before. She was in King Kong.
What she's done?
Yeah.
King Kong?
Yeah, go to the IMDb.
IMDb.
She got one Oscar. Don't know that movie.
Oh snap!
Yeah,
all right. So
I don't know any of these movies. I seen King Kong.
That's about it. I don't know any.
I don't remember her from that either. Did I see Trainwreck? Trainwreck. That was with I seen that movie. The movie wasn't that funny.
Boom. She does look like classic white girl American.
Yeah.
Like I could change that outfit into like a 70s outfit. She could totally play it off, right?
Now, what I like about what they did with her is they didn't. All right, let's go over up here. I can't see because the stupid thing.
The stupid monitor.
It's not the monitor. It's the plastic, bro.
Yeah, I know, but that's never going away because it bothers you.
This guy keeps the plastic on the monitor.
Just to bother him.
Like a grandma.
Like a grandma in the sofa? The plastic sofa?
Carol Danvers. Here we go. All right. You see her outfit here in the comics?
Yeah, hold on a second. I just want to make sure that. Thank you, Lord.
All right. You see her? Not that one. That's not comic. See her outfit in the comics? How it's like, well, not that one.
I can't see it because you're not turning it towards me.
Oh, is it the plastic? That the light?
No, it's the fact that you're hogging the screen.
All right. So what I like about the fact in this is that they didn't make her look, because I feel like it's just annoyingly distracting. Not distracting, just unnecessary. They didn't make her outfit like overly sexual. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
See, that's not tight. It's nothing. It's literally
like the cartoon.
Like no, the cartoon is way too tight.
Yeah, and it's
you're not breathing in this. Look at this. It's painted.
You're not breathing in this.
Right. Now for
it's over accenting the feature.
Look at this.
The
look what you're gonna fight in these high heels. Look at this. She's on her tippy toes practically.
I'm wondering, can you even reach your toes or something like that without something bursting?
So imagine fighting Thanos with this. No way. Like, and that's one thing I did like about it.
Why is she in a blue outfit there?
It's green.
Okay.
Because she is, if I know correctly, judging by what I saw in the trailer, she's gonna be part of the Kree Empire, which is a different alien race that has.
That's the alien that was flying and had like water off his head coming off, or some kind of power, in the preview.
Oh.
I don't know if they were bad guys, but they were like these green guys flying, and they had the similar type of outfit. Damn son, did you watch the preview? The trailer?
I think I did. I don't know, but see later on she gets this uniform. Oh, they didn't even show it. The red one with the blue. Oh, there it goes. Kind of. She gets a different outfit. Because with this outfit, she's part of a team.
And she's going to be dumb strong. How did she get her power?
In the comics, the previous Captain Marvel gives her his power. His power to her.
Oh, okay.
The guy's name, the way he got his name is Marvel. That's his actual Marvel. Captain Marvel. And then he gives her the power, so she takes on the name Captain Marvel.
Take notes, kids.
Right. Now the original Captain Marvel is a different alien from a different whatever. I think he's a Kree. Yeah, he's a Kree, just like Ronan the Accuser with the big hammer. Same race. He's the same race as him. And in this movie, it looks like they're gonna fight the Skrulls, which are the ones that have the chin kind of like Thanos. Yeah. They shapeshift. Okay.
I'm sorry. I was just remembering the part of the movie where it was like his chin looks like a sack of nuts.
So in the comics, the Skrulls shapeshift, right? That's their power, that they can shapeshift. Like, I think if I remember correctly, in the comics, they shapeshift like almost genetically. Like, if you have a power, they shapeshift into you, they have your power.
Oh, Rogue.
Like, so now Rogue is a little different because she sucks the power out of you, right? Anyway, so that's why she punches the old lady on the bus. She's probably an alien, the old lady, a shape-shifting alien, right?
That's a good question.
So in the comics, they have something called, I think it's called Secret Wars. I got the comic in my crib, and yeah, I think it's called Secret Wars, where the little by little, the heroes in the comics are getting replaced by the aliens, and then eventually the aliens attack, and then they have the heroes like Wolverine or whatever is now a Skrull with the same powers as Wolverine, Cyclops, same thing, right? At the end, whatever they win, and they capture the spaceship and they land it, and all the superheroes come out, but they're wearing the outfits from the 90s, so they've been in space for that long.
What?
Yeah. So when they come out, they're all like old, you know what I'm saying, style superheroes. It's a good story. It's a really good story.
What do you think the movie's gonna be as big as Infinity War?
This one?
Yeah, no.
It's gonna be a setup movie because she's a really unknown character. People need to know who she is, her origin. They need to know all that stuff. And not like Spider-Man. You don't need an origin story for Spider-Man. Everybody knows.
Right. Oh, so this is the startup, the setup of the setup for the franchise.
Exactly. So they're gonna. She's probably signed up for a few movies. I'm not gonna read it now, but I'm sure she signed up for like 4 or 5 movies already. She's gonna do her trilogy.
This is gonna blow up her career. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. After.
But I mean, really? I mean, did Tony Stark's really blow up after Iron Man?
You're talking about Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, before that.
He was blown up before that, though, right?
Way before that, but he got into a drug addiction and led to issues. So he hasn't worked in years. Nobody wanted to work with him because he was like a drug addict.
And you're going to turn it on by putting it that way. But he hasn't worked in years because of his addiction.
Yeah. So nobody wanted to really work with him. So when Marvel hired him, what a fantastic casting job they did. You know what I'm saying? He is Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? Even in the Ultimate Universe of Marvel, they changed the character to be like Robert Downey Jr.
I don't think you could create like what they did with Iron Man's suit in Infinity Wars. I don't think you could create anything better than the nanotechnology, because it kind of reminded me of the Terminator, the liquid guy.
Yeah. You know what kind of reminded me of Black Panther suit.
True. Yeah, exactly. Same thing. I don't think you could upgrade. I think that's the biggest upgrade you could. What else are they gonna come up with? I think that's the best.
Just turn him into an android.
Himself?
Why not? If in the comics, is it stored in the chest? It's in his blood. In the comics, he has a suit like that, but it's not in the movie. He got the chest piece again, the thing, in the hole in the chest.
Yeah, she's like, you don't need that.
Yeah, and what he did with that was he put all the nanos that cover his body. He stores them in there. He said, but in the comics, he keeps it in his blood. He keeps it in his blood.
That's how you upgrade, right?
That's
there.
Dedication.
That's the last upgrade.
Yeah,
because.
And then, you know what's crazy? In the comics, I'm going way off topic, but in the comics, in the Ultimate Universe, he gets a brain tumor, and the brain tumor gains sentience and talks to him.
So it's not he wouldn't become an android. He would become a Borg.
Sort of like a Borg, yeah.
What is a Borg? A
cybernetic organism? I don't know.
Yeah.
But Android is like Android is not really, Android is just straight robot, right?
Yeah, Android's straight robot, so cyborg.
He's a cyborg, yeah. He'd be like a cyborg.
He would be like a cyborg.
Once it's in his blood, that's it. He's half robot.
Bet. All right, that's
And he designed the comics. He designs it off Venom's symbiote. He copies it.
Iron Man.
Yeah, the way Venom works.
That makes sense.
He copies that the way the DNA, he copies it into his own nano way, and that's how he gets the suit. He copies.
But it's in his blood.
It's in his blood, just like the Venom. It's in his blood. I'm telling you, the comics are great, yo. You gotta get into it. If you ever, get Marvel Unlimited. If anybody's really into comics, get Marvel Unlimited. DC has their own version of it. Basically, you pay like $10 a month. You have access to the library of comics up to 6 months ago. So they don't publish their comics on it right away. After 6 months, they put on the collection. So you have to wait 6 months before. Like, so if a comic comes out tomorrow, you wait 6 months and it comes out on the app for whatever your service is. Right?
Right.
So I think I had it for a while. I canceled it only because I just didn't have the time to sit there and read so much.
So how much is it a month?
It's like $10 a month.
That's the app that you showed me on the phone?
Yeah. I would still, if I had the time, I mean, I'm still reading a book. So
which one?
The Puerto Rico one. Still.
Where are you with it?
I don't even know.
I got like 3 chapters left. I gotta finish that book, man, because we got two guests that have read the book that are gonna be coming on as soon as you call both of them and schedule it.
We have to schedule it for weeks right now. They're gonna have to wait
because we have a lot of other people.
Yeah, we might have an open slot maybe in October. Maybe. I gotta go.
Living the dream. We're living the dream.
I gotta go apple picking, so I don't know.
I'm thinking if I have my son that weekend, I'm gonna go, apple picking too. So let me know which one are we recording, the 20th or the 6th?
The 6th.
The 6th.
I think I already have somebody scheduled that day. I don't remember. That might be the day I could schedule somebody. That one.
The 6th.
I think because I left both those days open just in case. But we'll get back to you. Well, I mean, doesn't matter for them because they hear it a week after that.
What do you guys care?
It doesn't matter when we record because we release a week or whatever.
Yeah, we're not on a time basis. We should try doing a live. You know how I feel about live? It's just like we're not going to have any viewers.
Not only that, but 6 in the morning, who's going to wake up?
Word. I don't even want to be up right now.
Technical difficulties.
This guy. Just the technical difficulties alone, I don't want to do it.
It took us to record a 1-hour episode, 2-3 hours? So.
Exactly, my point.
All right. Yeah, so that was it.
That's it. Peace.
Peace.